Bob Parker.
We're all old. Oh, damn.
Bob Parker, SingDaily.com. I know you don't want to look into the future, so I'll ask you to look in the future. Can you keep this up for 12 more weeks? And do things change as far as the way the racing goes once the chase starts? We've seen a lot of guys make surges going into the chase, and then once they kind of just get in, then things seem to change for them.
Well, I haven't heard any voices in my head yet, Bob, so should be all right. I have to ask Jimmy. But I'm going to have fun with it. It's an honor just to be in the chase. And, I think, at the start of the year, that was certainly one of our goals. And to come in on such a high note is just great. Past success does not guarantee future success, and I'm a big believer in that. But it sure as hell doesn't hurt. So that's why we run the races. We could run the races on paper and in our head all day long and say that such and such is going to win. But you just never know. So we'll just have to see. But we're on the right path.
Go ahead, Jim.
Jim Monticello for Paul. Assuming you're in the chase, it would be easy to say, that with everything that's transpired so far this year, that just being in the chase, whatever happened would just kind of be gravy. But given the opportunity to be in it and how well you've been running lately, do you then instantly become kind of more focused on now how do we win this since we're in it?
Well, it's hard to say. Obviously, this will be my first chase if we do make it. And as of right now, I don't see myself doing anything different than what I've done to this point. There's a lot of pressure to perform in this sport. That's what it's based on. And I feel like every day when I go to work, I have to prove myself again. And that's what I continue to do every weekend is continue to work hard. Now that we've won 3 races, it doesn't mean, we're just going to put it on cruise control because we've accomplished a lot this year already. It's the better you run, it's like the expectations just continue to get higher and higher. So, looking back at the beginning of the season, if we could just run top 15, we thought that was going to be good. That was a big accomplishment looking at how we ran at, Vegas and California. And we've far exceeded the top 15 now, and so the better you run, the expectations just continue to get higher and higher, and so to go back to running 15th really isn't acceptable. So I guess what I'm getting at is, I continue to work hard and do the same things that I've done to get to this point, and that's what I'll continue to do if we get in the chase.
Are you standing by, Jim? You don't have kids. What? Why don't you stand? Stay, man. Stay. Come on, we'll have a beer together.
Other questions?
Well, maybe not in the morning, but after we get done, we'll have a beer. It'll be fun.
Mike has one. Go ahead.
Mike Neff, frontstretch.com again for Brad. There were a lot of people, me included, that thought it was a really stupid move to get out of the Hendrick pipeline and jump over to Penske to get into a Cup ride when you did. And I'll admit I was obviously wrong about that. Does it feel extra good? Obviously, winning feels good, but does it feel extra good when you outrun the Hendrick guys to do it?
Oh, man. Well, there's no doubt that was a very difficult decision. Hey, it's Chad Knaus. Thanks, Chad. I better wait till he leaves the room before I answer that. Sometimes in life, you have to step back and look at the complete picture and be able to see the complete picture and know that you have to let go, to get what you want. To let go of what you have, leave your comfort zone to make it to the next level. And I'm sure, although I did not have a spot at Hendrick for the 2010 season, I'm sure Rick and his team would have figured something out. But I wasn't sure what that was going to be. And I had an incredible opportunity that Roger gave me. I knew that if I made the most of it, that he would reward me. I knew how loyal he was from talking to him and kind of checking out the sources, and felt like I was being afforded an opportunity to create something. And if I'd gone to Hendrick or waited it out, there was a long list of bad things that could have happened and a very short list of positive things that could have happened. And I didn't see that at Penske. I only saw a list of things that were good that could have happened. And the biggest negative that could happen was everybody telling me I was an idiot. Well, people tell me I'm an idiot every day, so I was pretty much immune to that. But I felt like by having the opportunity to create a nationwide program from the ground up, to create it with perhaps the vision that I had with having a guy like Paul to crew chief it, and having some of the people behind the scenes inside of it, and Paul put a lot of that together. He deserves an amazing part of the credit. I felt like that would perhaps offset the Cup stuff. And I'll be honest, last year in Cup was miserable, and there were a lot of people that did the I told you so. You should have waited. But there just wasn't an opportunity, and it's such a tough question to answer because no one here can sit here knowing all the pieces to the puzzle that there were. Quite honestly, I can't tell you all of them, and have the information that I had. And the information that I had, I believed in my heart that this was the right decision. And I'm glad that we're able to perform now and prove to everyone that it was. And I think the performance at the end of the day is always the proof. And I'm really proud of this whole group to be able to prove that this was the right call. Certainly wasn't the easy call, but this was the right call. And I think Paul would tell you, too, that he had other opportunities besides Penske that, certainly were easier calls to make. But at the end, this means more. This means more. It really does. It's been since 2005 since 2 cars from Penske Racing have made the chase, and I think that was the only year. And I don't think there's really ever been a year where both cars have been competitive and really winning races like this is now. And I'd like to think that both Paul and I are a large part of that. And essentially we've taken what was the 12 team, turned it into the 2 team, created 2 amazing groups with great sponsors with Shell and Miller that can really do this and do it right. And everyone is being rewarded. So not the easy call, for sure. But it's looking real good right now.
Any further questions for Brad or Paul? Well, congratulations to the Blue Deuce and to this race team and the way you guys have been performing. I think we'll see you here again before the season's over.
I hope so.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Kerry. Thanks,
Okay.
everyone, for putting up with me. I'm going to go have another beer.